are missing.
You want me?
You are missing all the time.
Every time now you are missing,
Therefore, as long as you are missing,
these have you cannot, you cannot be happy.
you cannot be happy. When you meditate on the principle of I am, you can enjoy the being and becoming of your body and mind, because every being and becoming is an entertainment to you, including your birth and death, your calamity and sickness. You cannot stop the being and becoming of your body and mind, but you can, by meditation, be beyond them, because the principle of I am is not this or that. It is beyond every type of being and becoming. It is a common experience that in spite of infinite number of beings and becomings in your life, from childhood until now, the principle of I am is always beyond all beings and becomings. In a drama, you sometimes become a girl, sometimes you take the part of a boy, sometimes you are a saint, sometimes a robber and thief, sometimes a king, sometimes a poor beggar, sometimes an emperor. But when the play is over, you can realize the principle of I am is beyond everything. It has not become anything. It remains what it is. The same thing is going on in our dreams. Sometimes you become poor, a beggar, sometimes a king. But after awakening from your dream, you realize this was a mere fantasy. In three-dimensional movies, the cinerama, panorama, we feel we are moving with the movie. Whatever scenery is going on, whether snow-covered mountain or forest or ocean, we move with that scenery. In reality, we are standing or sitting in the same place. We are not moving at all, but the three-dimensional film is moving. Similarly, the universe of being and becoming of the body and mind, from birth to death, childhood to old age, male body to female body, is moving through the process of infinite being and becomings, while the principle of I am is beyond every being and becoming. It is not born with the birth of the body, not old with the old age of the body, not sick with the sickness of the body and mind, and not going to die with the death of the body. It is neither male with the male body, nor female with female body. It is ageless and changeless and beyond gender. It is forever young and eternal. Once I have seen a cinerama, a three-dimensional movie with my friend where the scenery and wild animals were being shown. My friend's wife was shocked. She left the movie house altogether because she was terrified. She was feeling that the wild horses on the screen were running all over her. In short, the principle of I am is beyond being and becoming. But the universe of body and mind is full of the infinite beings and becomings. This is natural. But if you are identified with the beings and becomings of the body and mind, in this case, like that woman, you will be terrified. You will suffer from all beings and becomings of your body and mind, from birth to death, because your I am principle is identified with the body and mind. Relative beings and becomings need time and space, cause and effect, while the absolute I am is the absolute being, beyond time, space, cause, effect. Everybody likes barking dogs, but nobody likes barking men. In the same way, everybody likes the being and becoming of the body and mind, and nobody likes the being and becoming of the soul, or the principle of I am. What is the purpose for psychosomatic consciousness, or mental consciousness, to pass through this mechanism of being and becoming?
Our mistake is
Our mistake is
you want to stop being and feeling about body.
we want to stop the being and becoming of the body. You cannot do.
Pull out.
You have to pull out.
See water.
See yourself.
And after just allow
And allow
being with our body.
the being and becoming of your body.
And you are happy.
That way you are happy. The purpose for mental consciousness to pass through the process of being and becoming is to approach absolute being, where no more becoming is possible. Every being and becoming is like a river which must end in the ocean. Birth after death, death after birth, the psyche is passing through the mechanism of being and becoming until it realizes that absolute beingness. After that, the psychosomatic machine is transformed from individual existence to the universal existence. And now, to facilitate your understanding of this complicated subject, I wish to narrate most complicated.
You cannot find anything more like
You can't find anything more complicated.
because our whole life
Because your whole life is full of being, becoming.
you cannot stop.
You cannot stop that.
Body has to eat.
The body has to eat,
Body has to be.
to sleep.
Can you stop?
Can you stop these? I wish to narrate the story of the marvelous fish. The story goes as follows. Once upon a time, the creator of the universes, Lord Brahma, was in deep sleep.
You cannot remain.
This is big beginning.
Body.
Brahma, the creator, was in deep, dreamless sleep. And at that very time, a demon, whose name was Haragriva, or Mr. Horseneck, came. He stole from Brahma's brain all 4 Vedas, which were the ocean of creative wisdom. When Brahma awakened, he was bunkum. He had no wisdom of creation. He had lost all of his wisdom of creation and become an ordinary king on earth. He changed his name, so
I said
if you sleep and get up,
nothing,
and find nothing there,
how would you be?
how would you feel?
You cannot go out.
You can't go out. State of embarrassment. So here Brahma had to change his name, so no one could know that he was once upon a time the creator of the universe. Otherwise people would laugh at him. So he changed, and his new name was Shri Satyavrata. Now, naturally, he was a very nice king, ruling over the whole earth and regularly worshipping God. He was doing regular bath in the river Karma, and after bathing, he was meditating and praying to God.
For wisdom. For wisdom.
We replace the wisdom, please. One day, he was performing his morning ablution ceremony to the sun god, offering water with cupped hands, when a fish jumped into his palms. The king threw the fish back into the Karma river, and after washing his hands to purify them, continued to perform the same ceremony.
Very careful here.
Listen,
Because you're hearing.
your story. But again, the fish jumped into his cupped palms, and again King Satyavrata tossed the fish back into the river Karma. And thus again, and over again, and over again, the king would wash his hands and begin his ceremonial worship. And again, over again, the fish would jump into his hands. Ultimately, the fish said to him, "O king, what are you doing? Are you not the king? And am I not your subject?"
He was talking in Sanskrit.
Forgot to say he was speaking Sanskrit. It was a Kim Twum construction. "Are you not responsible to protect me? In the river Karma, the aquatic animals will eat me right up." And so the king became very kind, and he placed the fish into his water pot and carried him home to the palace. When the king reached the palace, he found the whole water pot was filled with the body of the fish. The fish asked him again, "O king,
By this story,
by this story,
you can understand all of the world,
you can understand all over the world
all of the leaders
the leaders
of mankind
of mankind
without wisdom.
are without wisdom,
Missing.
missing their wisdom,
Although are leaders.
although they are leaders." Reaching the palace, the fish again asked him, "O king, be kind. This pot is simply not big enough for my body." So the king placed the fish into his royal bathtub. But after one moment, the king found the whole royal bathtub was filled with the body of that fish. Now the king spoke, "King, be merciful. Kindly search a suitable place for me." Now the king had in the palace a very large swimming pool, and so he placed that fish into his royal swimming pool. But in one half a moment, the body of the fish grew so much that the whole swimming pool was not big enough to contain that fish. And again, the fish called the king and said, "O king, don't you have a suitable place for me?" With the help of many soldiers, then the king placed that big fish into his beautiful large lake. What do you think happened in a moment? The body of that fish grew so much that the large lake could not contain it. Thereupon the fish told the king, "Don't you have a bigger place than this lake at your command?" The king now summoned the whole army to place the fish in the mighty ocean. Finding the ocean the proper place, the fish thanked the king. Now the king, on his part, was very much confused, puzzled by the growth of this fish. He could not understand the mystery behind the fish, and thus the king spoke. Are you God, Narayan? I have seen many fishes, but I have never seen a fish like you which speaks Sanskrit. You can speak all languages. Please be kind enough to tell me your history and mystery. Then the fish began to tell him. Once upon a time, you were the creator of the whole universe. When you were sleeping, the demon Hayagriva pilfered all 4 Vedas from your brain, and you lost all of your creative wisdom to create the universe. The ghost of that demon is still hovering and ruling over your mind and spirit, and I came to bless you, to inform you that after 7 days, the whole universe will be inundated with the water of dissolution. A mighty boat with 7 rishis will appear at that time. The 7 chakras. Mighty boat. And you will see this mighty boat tied onto my head. The fish continued. I shall work as the living engine for that boat, and you will get aboard the boat, and then I shall continue to talk to you. The king waited for the appointed time. After 7 days, the whole world was inundated with the water of dissolution, and the king saw a golden boat with 7 rishis tied onto the 7 chakras. Mahatapajana Satyam. He saw this mighty boat with 7 rishis tied on the head of that fish approaching him. On that boat, the king had a dialogue with that fish.
You cannot live without your fish.
You cannot get rid of your fish.
Always naked.
It is always restless, swimming. The king had a dialogue with that fish, and following his instruction, he meditated on the form of absolute I am. Thus the king regained his original form, the form of the Creator, the absolute I am. He meditated on
Guarding I am.
absolute I am,
Guarding I am.
absolute I am,
Guarding I am.
cosmic I am,
I am what I am.
individual I am. And this is the story of the incarnation of God in the form of a fish. Now, do you know who is that creator? And Hayagriva, the demon, the Karma river, the mighty boat with 7 rishis, the water of dissolution, and who is that fish? You are the creator. When you are selfish with ulterior motives, you lose the power of creation, because you are under the influence of individuality, which is as powerful as a horse's neck, or Hayagriva. When a man becomes selfish, then he has power more mighty than a demon.
Fantastic gold. I, my Father, are one.
When Christ told, I and my Father are one,
What is the meaning?
What is the meaning?
You are here.
Means you are here.
No difference between you and
No difference between you.
he's not told I am my brother that wanted.
Between you and the Absolute. He did not tell I and my Father are
United.
united.
One.
But
Not
are one.
one. Not one. One.
Not union, but oneness.
What happened?
Happened.
You are. We are here.
We are here with the multiplicity.
I am we.
Therefore, I am is the way.
Body not me.
Body is not the way.
This is not me.
Senses are not the way.
And mind not me.
Mind is not the way.
Ego is not me.
Ego is not the way.
Cosmic wisdom is not me.
Cosmic wisdom is not the way.
I am me.
But I am is the way.
I am Alpha and Omega.
I am is the Alpha and Omega.
You cannot talk anything without I am.
You cannot talk anything without I am.
Die.
I.
You die.
Okay, is this Mahesh? No, next to Mahesh, lady.
See? Yeah? Yeah.
Make some sentence.
What is name?
Name.
My name? Perla.
I do.
Would you please make a sentence without using I am?
You are using I am?
No I am in the sentence.
You are wonderful.
Oh, we ready.
Who's telling?
I am.
How many are new?
How many are new tonight? Raise your hands.
Here you.
Gosh.
Hey. I need to know about I am.
Want to try a sentence without I am?
What do you need?
Very far. What is your name?
Mike,
What do you do?
What work do you do?
I take care of swimming pools.
Oh,
Where the fish live.
Watch it.
tell me anything without I am.
Tell me anything without I am.
Hey, you are there.
Over here, new?
Well, relatively. Haven't seen you in a few years.
Oh, wait a minute. This is part of the Yogananda and Krishna.
It's my brother, Guruji. I'm his bro. Yeah, man. How you been?
I do not mean only language.
I do not mean the I am of language.
Every hand no language.
A baby has no language.
But more far between he and mother.
Who is the boss between the baby and the mother?
Baby.
The baby.
About language.
Without any language, he maintains.
Kidding, breathing, eating.
But the baby and all have a central
Being
feeling,
a volume.
and that is the I am.
Even a molecule.
Even molecules,
H2O.
H2O
Always the mother.
is always water.
H2U.
H3O
Never mother.
is never water.
I am.
It has that central identity for I am.
I am. A body evidence.
What is the difference?
A body agent.
Sorry, the relation
I am. I am.
between the individual I am
All I am.
and the absolute I am.
Body agent.
The relation
I am only.
I am is only
He.
begotten Son of
A
God.
body meaning.
What is the meaning?
Body not.
Body is not
Not enough
the
God.
begotten Son of God.
Mind not.
Mind is not.
Not any not.
Senses are not.
Ego not.
Ego is not.
Wisdom not.
Wisdom is not begotten
Only
Son.
I am you.
Only the I am
I you.
in you.
on my head, not
Unfortunately,
Atyadi meeting advice.
Christianity is missing that point. Telling Christ alone was, but the meaning is the I am is the begotten Son,
I you.
or direct emanation of God in you. It is said in answer to the question, who is greater than God, that personality and individuality are greater than God. The fish in the story is our mind. The more you get, the more hungry the mind becomes. The fish cannot live without water. A fish always needs water, and it dies when its body is out of that water. But when the fish gets the water of the ocean, which is like the universal I am, then the fish becomes very happy.
You cannot leave. You cannot leave
You cannot deceive
that fish.
that fish.
The moment you are happy,
The moment you are happy,
you know.
you know
Till happy.
to
East
east
and this one.
two states, ease and
Yeah, man.
discomfort.
Everybody know.
Everybody knows which
I
is,
mean, baby.
even a baby,
Although baby has no language,
though a baby has no language,
baby has machine of kind.
it has the mechanism of crying to
The
communicate.
whole house. Yeah.
Baby can shake whole house by his discomfort and crying.
And
The state of ease,
and he
dis-ease.
everybody know.
Everyone knows.
You cannot steal your mind.
You cannot deceive your mind.
I have both made
Therefore we meditate. Our mind is the fish. You cannot satisfy this fish, no matter what you do, unless it finds the ocean of absolute God.
And both one kind of God,
Therefore, the first incarnation of God
our mind,
is our mind,
big.
the fish. The boat
Hindu, although Hindu, all Hindu, I in a bunch of time years.
Although all Hindus think this story very famous, once upon a time there's a fish jumping in the king's hands, da 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 da.
I think I'm ready.
And that's very impractical opinion. The fish that grew into the swimming pool, that grew into the lake.
No time, no time.
There's no science behind that.
You have.
But you have that fish within. The boat is like the psychic body.
No, not medical body. Hey. Oh, we have 5 bodies.
We have 5 bodies.
4 are your own.
4 are your own.
And by the matter, not so.
The body of matter, physical body, is not yours.
Father, mother.
It came from father and mother.
A 4 body got time with you.
The other 4 bodies are all the time with you.
When come and die,
When body physical dies,
whole body go away.
The other 4 bodies go together with the soul.
I
And according to karma, create another physical body.
and you have to exist
And you have to liberate
by your power,
by your power,
mental.
by the power of meditation.
For my mind,
Therefore, my program
begin
begins
by the activity,
with feeling the body of electricity,
not
not
by the
focus
matter.
on the body of matter. The 7 rishis are the 7 chakras by which this boat, the psychic body, is tied up firmly. The karma river is, of course, our karma, and everybody has to cross this karma river. You have to go beyond the beings and becomings of your body and mind. This you cannot do without meditating on the Absolute in the form of I Am, beyond the body and mind. Then your fish of the mind becomes the seed of incarnation of cosmic consciousness, or Vishnu. Your mind is